remember Lady and Bud? Hey, Bud. You remember Lady and Bud? Hey, Bud. That's a nice thing to do to my truck. First thing in the morning, come out and feed the livestock. Bud and Lady. Bud is a raccoon killer. Got a raccoon this week. This is Burrito. Hi, Burrito. Morning, Burrito. Burrito is the male. He's 2 years old, and he is going to be a father, we think. And this is hungry. Come on. Fajita here, the little mother, and baby Jimmy. Jimmy is 17 days old today. Woo. Kind of a cloudy day. This is the 17th of August. It's Thursday. In camp we have 109 senior highs and 24 of their staff. Kind of a cloudy day, but it often starts out that way, and we'll burn off soon. We'll feed Burrito over here. They don't fight. Come on. Come here. Come on, Burrito. Jimmy. Jimmy's 17 days old today, born August 1st. Little filly, little Jenny, they call a female donkey. Got the nicest, longest ears, and soft as cotton. That's her mother in the background. That's Fajita. Fajita and Bud just were saying good morning. Hold still. Still. Mama's just eating breakfast, and you can have your breakfast. These are Jerusalem donkeys, and you can see the cross. Comes over here, both sides, and then down her back. And it's a special breed. These came from the Grand Canyon. Come on. Sometimes she's friendlier than others. Jenny we got from the town of Chehalis. A doctor over there gave us pregnant Jenny. And we had her home about 2 weeks when she foaled. She foaled one during the night, during a rainstorm, and the next morning there were 3 in here instead of 2. She started nursing within I think the next day, second day, and now she's eating some grain out of the pail with her mother. We feed them rolled oats, cob mix, or rolled barley, I guess it is. But she's kind of the hit of the camp, and they're now friendlier, and they'll let the kids come and see them and pet them. The mother wasn't too friendly at first, but she's getting better. They were wild until we got them. But they're very nice. Next thing in the morning is to come up the end of the driveway and pick up the morning paper and see that it's bad news and put it back in there, pay my quarter, slip it back in there, say that's enough for one day. That's enough of reality. I've seen the world, and that's it. Here's what you see when you come into the camp. This is the sign. That's we've made that since we've been here. That's out of cedar planks, and we're going to add some color to it. But it's a far cry from what used to be here. The camp was really run down, and the sign was garish. We put it up. It's sitting on a little sand dune. And this is the long driveway. It must be about a quarter mile long. Oh, here comes Judy to work. Get down to the long driveway. The first house you come to is the manager's house. Boyle's done a lot of work on fixing up the front yard and the flowers.
You have to speak.
It's a lot better than it was when we moved in. In fact, we couldn't move in the first couple months because it just wasn't livable. So we remodeled some, and we'll show you the dean's cabin where we were living in earlier. But it's kind of a nice house. We've added that window on the front, and because that was a bedroom, and now it's the living room. And we hope to enclose the garage and make that into an office and another bedroom and another bath. But that hasn't been the first priority. There's other things we had to do to get the camp ready for renting. The building just ahead is the shower building for the lower part of the camp. So that's self-contained for all the lower buildings, basically. And so it's showers and toilets and lab sinks. And that just got a coat of kind of gray paint. That was it's a steel cement block building. It was yellow until a couple weeks ago. We've virtually now painted every building except I guess 3: the house, rec center, and the old dining hall. I will show you. Building that you see, the red building that you see just ahead is the old dining hall. That was one of the first buildings here, and they used to feed well, that was the main kitchen and the dining hall, and now it's sort of been abandoned, but we're revitalizing it, updating the kitchen, and we'll put meeting space on either end. It's a big, long building. But I'd like to put in new windows and either change the siding or do something to it. It has a nice metal roof like many of the buildings have, and it's a good usable space that we will be able to renovate and use for many years to come. It's one of the oldest buildings on the camp. The little building in between where you see the orange tarp, and it's covering 2 refrigerators that have just been fixed, is now the shop. Later that will become the craft building when a new shop is built over behind the house. This is just a little farther north now. There are 3 old rustics, original buildings, and it's now 7:35 in the morning, and the kids are just getting up and heading for the shower building. These 3 rustics were old barracks that have been fixed up and new roofs on them, and we've painted them outside and in. And they each sleep about 20 people apiece, so there's 60 people can sleep in these 3 rustics. This is the recreation building. It's sort of just a general all-purpose building where they have morning assemblies and worship services and skits and just anything they knew, especially anything they want to do, especially on a rainy day. Straight ahead, behind the cars, is what's known as the dean's cabin. Right now, that sleeps about 20. It's self-contained, has 2 showers, refrigerator, stove, kind of a living room, kind of an all-purpose, very nice building. It's sort of sitting in the wrong place. So we'd like to have that moved because it's sort of right in the middle of the play area. Over beyond there, you can see the net and the tire swing and a buoy swing, and we'll walk over that way so we can see it closer. Look at the other end of these buildings, so you can see the 3 rustic seashore, seafoam, and seacrest. Over there with the little tractor beside it is the shed. We store lawnmowers, chainsaws, hand tools for hedge clippers, and shovels and that kind of stuff. Up above the hill is the newest building. That's the retreat center. That sleeps 32 people, dormitory style. That's also self-contained, with its own kitchen and 2 big bathrooms. We just added lean-to on the end so that we moved the water heater outside because it wasn't venting. So now it's safer. The volleyball court is right here in the fire pit where the cross is, and there's a sound truck there right now. This camp has lots of sound equipment. They do a big dance Thursday night, and so that'll be happening tonight. That's the net over there. We bought that from some fellow that pulled it out of the sea, and it's 30 feet long and 11 feet wide, I guess. It's one of the main attractions of the camp. This is the north end of the cleared property. That's what we call the swamp. That's barracks that also sleeps about 18 to 20. And beyond that is another shower building. The blank space up in between at one time had 2 buildings. We have 5 new buildings planned, and 2 of them will probably go in there. The new buildings will sleep 16 in the summer for age-level camping, and by closing 2 doors and walls, we'll house 4 couples for the off-season. We do as much business now or more during the off-season as we do during the camping season. This is a new stairway we just opened about 3 days ago, and it was just sort of a path that the kids climbed up and down the dunes on, and was just kind of eroding away. So we have just put in this elaborate stairway that Bud uses for a shortcut from the top of the dune now, which is farther west from where we were. This is an old dune, and the main lodge has been built up here, and this is where the main dining hall and our best sleeping accommodations. We have 16 rooms that each sleep 32, or each sleep 3, so there's a 48 capacity here, and this building is virtually rented every weekend of the year. We don't use it for summer camping. The deans stay up here, and the nurse has some space up here for kids that are sick, but mainly it's just housing our staff and the deans, and then we eat up here. This is a shot down the hall of the main lodge. There are 16 rooms, 2 bathrooms on the right, and all the rest of the rooms way down this long hallway, which leads out into the dining area. Let me turn the lights on so you can see this. That's Karen. She's setting up the juice for morning breakfast. The tables are still all set up. The kids have to pick those up and put them up so it can be clean. Over behind the accordion wall is the main kitchen. And there's Judy. She's got to work. She's carrying that white car. Vicky back there too. Vicky and Curly here. So we can get them on the video. Yeah, I find them. They're hiding in the closet. I can't get them to come out. Come on.
Oh, she does have that camera going.
This is Gorilla. Crip.
Do you have that thing going? Do you have that thing going?
And this is Vicky. She's very special in this movie. She owns the camera. It looks west, out onto the Pacific. We have some tables out here, and on a nice, bright, sunny day, the kids can bring their plates and come out here. Or we close the door and we come out here and eat because it's too noisy in the dining hall. Our view from the main lodge, the deck overlooking the ocean. We have a total of 80 acres here and 2,000 foot of ocean beach. It's just a beautiful beach. Fine sand. It's also a highway. You drive up and down there. It's a Washington State highway. So when you're down at the beach building sandcastles, you have to be careful that you don't get run over. This camp uses the beach a lot in playing beach football and volleyball, and with 109 campers, we crowd the space down there. The cross down there is our marker, because the beach looks pretty much alike as you're walking up and down, but you can always find our entrance by that cross. It sits on the newest dune. We're up on the old dune, and then there's a kind of a valley, and then there's another dune before you get to the ocean. It must be another quarter of a mile or a little longer from here to the beach, and the camp owns everything in between. Some of the trees are we have to selective cut because they're growing up, and we're losing our view. They grow so fast that we don't really have any problem with cutting them down. The pictures of this camp 30, 40 years ago shows absolutely no trees between here and the ocean, so they've all grown up in that time. Facing south, this is the outside, the west side of the main lodge. And we'll go down, head south to show you a picture of the newest building, the retreat center. The retreat center, our newest building, it sleeps 32, dormitory style. Rather nice building. It's the only building that we have that isn't paid for. This is the view from the front of the retreat center. A brand new fire pit down below and the ocean beyond. It's just a great place for the evening campfires. You can even see the sunset from here. There's an outdoor chapel just up in there. You can't quite see it from here. It's sort of hidden, but it's kind of a nice place. This is the front porch deck of the retreat center. Okay, this is coming down the steps from the retreat center, Ocean View Retreat Center, and down towards the campfire area. And you can tell it's just all sand and pine trees. It's a beautiful spot. We pick mushrooms. In fact, we have a new group coming in this fall that's called the South Sound Mushroom Club, and they'll be in October to pick mushrooms and identify different varieties. This is a view from the top of the dune by the retreat center, kind of the valley that goes down to the ocean. And this is just a view back the other side now. You can see the 3 dormitories in the background. Over the flag is the shower building and the old dining hall and the shop and the house. What you can't see from this view is the rec building and the dean's cabin. We'll move up a little closer so you can see that last view of that. There's one of the counselors just coming back from showering, getting ready for the day. Where the cars are, and the fireplace there, that's the rec center, and over beyond that, where there's sort of a clearing, that's grew up with a plant that's called a gorse. It's a real prickly, hardy type plant that is just awful, and we're having that bulldozed down, and that next year we hope will be a couple ball fields and a basketball court. Okay, now here's a shot of the ocean. I walked down from the main lodge, and as you can see, it's kind of a gray, overcast morning. I'm standing on the youngest dune. I'm standing next to the cross now, looking straight west at the ocean. Someone in a motor scooter down on the beach. Bud and Lady have come down to join me at the beach. There's Lady. They just love to come down here and sniff what might be around. Bud has found something. He's got his head caught in a pail. Bud was a stray that came to the camp about a year ago, and has just developed into such a nice dog. He's the protector of the camp. He and Lady get along real well. One of the things this camp does is they write a letter to God and they attach it to a cross, and they put it out at the tide line, and then the tide comes in and washes their requests out to sea. This is the next morning, and you can see some of them didn't wash out to sea yet, but next high tide they will. It's kind of a cool, windy morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning now, and must be about 40 degrees down here. No ships on the horizon. A lot of times crabbers or fishing boats will come in this close, but this morning there's nothing in sight. It's at low tide. I sure hope this is focusing automatically because it appears to be out of focus. I'll leave you like Charles Kuralt on CBS Sunday Morning, with a view from Long Beach Peninsula, Ocean Park United Methodist Camp, looking at the Pacific Ocean.